Hi, I'm Joyce,
And I'm Adrielle.
and we are Divinely
Divinely
Guided.
Guided.
We hope you've had a great week, a great weekend. We hope you've had a great couple of weeks, actually. It's been a few minutes since we ended our self care.
Yeah, and then we had one topic that wasn't grouped in with self care. I can't remember what it was. The last episode wasn't a part of that.
Right, it wasn't a part of the self care episode.
I think it was about patterns.
Right, it was recognizing
feels
patterns
like it
and
was
breaking patterns.
A while ago.
It was, and we are going to get back onto our schedule and do more of our podcasts that we are divinely guided, topics that we are divinely guided to talk about. Yes. I'm excited about the topic we have tonight. What about you?
Me too. It should be interesting.
Uh-huh. And this one we will do parts of it tonight, and then we will not try to do the whole discussion tonight, but
No.
we will go into it. We'll probably talk about a couple of points, and then we'll do it over the next few weeks. What do you think about that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good answer as well. So, before we get started with this topic, since self-care is still at a very important thing to both of us, what have you been doing lately for self-care?
Skating
Skating.
with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing lots of yoga lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a yoga retreat coming up on Saturday. So
Oh, wow. This Saturday?
this Saturday. So that should be the ultimate self-care. We're going to be doing yoga, we're going to be doing art, spending time in nature, and we're also having brunch.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yes.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
So that's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'll have to admit, I haven't really done very well with self-care lately. I do some morning meditation, but beyond that, I haven't really gotten into it like I need to. And I have felt myself being stressed out, and I've actually had to take some medicine for my stomach lately, which is not good.
No.
But it's generally an indication that I'm not handling my stress very well.
Yeah.
And it starts to hurt my stomach. But I am promising myself, because I owe it to myself, to get back to some of my other self-care things and be a little bit more diligent about my morning meditations and setting my intentions for the day. Yes. But anyway, so today we're going to start our discussion, and it's on a topic that is tailor-made for us.
Yes.
It talks about the mother-daughter bond. Some of the challenges, some of the benefits,
Yeah.
and some suggestions on strengthening it
Yeah.
and making it
Yeah.
better.
Just we'll just be discussing that dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, unfortunately, I hear of many mother-daughter relationships that are just filled with tension and conflict. Do you hear those types of relationships?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's very unfortunate, because for me, the mother-daughter relationship should be one of the strongest relationships that you have.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have a very good bond.
I do too. I do too. But I think we've kind of always set that precedence or set the groundwork for a good relationship.
Yeah. I feel like we've really always had a good bond. Like, even when I was a teenager, I don't feel like we had a bad bond.
Right, right.
Like, ever.
Right. And like I said, I think it's been set early on, because I
Yeah.
remember when you were even very young,
Yeah.
and I used to always tell you, you can come and we can talk about anything.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And
And I was with you all the time.
you were with me a lot. And
Yeah.
I know everybody is not in a job where you can basically pull your daughter into the office with you and
Yeah.
set her up a desk, or take you to Southern Union with me and sit you in the back of the classroom, or but or I was your chaperone when you were in the band, so
Yeah.
I traveled with you on the band on some of those trips. Some of them I made myself not go because I wanted you to learn to stand by yourself some.
Yeah.
So, but I traveled for years with those football games. Oh God, I can still remember some of the very late nights coming from South Alabama. Oh, but anyway, we survived it.
Yeah, we made it.
We made it through. But anyway, so I want to talk about some things and when it comes to mother-daughter relationships. And we are looking at an article that kind of brings up some topics that we wanted to go over and talk about it from our perspective and just put it out there and feel free to respond. Your thoughts on it, your relationships, whether it's mother-daughter, mother-son, son, mother, whatever, feel free to add your comments when you look at this post. Make it personal, make it real for yourself. Let's share and do some honest communications. Yeah. But one of the things, because the article that we were looking at gave some things to consider when you're trying to make the most of that mother-daughter bond. And the first area I love so much, it says leave room for individuality. So what did you think when you first saw that, leaving room for individuality?
As it pertains to us, or just in general?
In general, with the mother-daughter bond, or as it pertains to us, however you want to respond.
I think that's very important because you have got to, especially as you both get older and the daughter, I'll say, develops more of a personality and her own opinions. I feel like it's very important for the mom to respect that, okay, this isn't my carbon copy. This person is a different person with different worldviews and who had a different upbringing than me. Mm-hmm. And as a parent, you've done everything that you can, but at the end of the day, your child is still going to make their own decisions and be their own person.
Right.
So you have to honor and respect that. Mm-hmm. And I, as a daughter, have to honor and respect that you're not exactly like me either. We don't have the same views on everything, and we're not going to because we're not the same person.
Right.
So while we're very similar, I think we're still also quite different in a lot of ways.
Yes, I agree.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I love the way you put all of that. One thing you said, we're different. I feel like we even grew up in a different world.
Yeah, we did.
There were different expectations. There were different things going on. Mm-hmm. Very much so when I grew up compared to you.
Absolutely.
I grew up in a different financial stratus than you did. I mean, it was a different world when it came to society and expectations and what was the norm.
Yeah.
All of that was very different. And so we do have to leave room for our individuality.
Yeah.
And although we are a lot alike, like you said, sometimes you point out to me frequently how we are alike.
Yeah.
Because so often I see more of how we are different.
You do.
I see how you're more like your father.
Yeah.
But you point out so many things that are like me.
Mm.
But we have to make room for our differences. And I think not only make room for the differences, but make it comfortable for you to be you.
Yeah.
Because we transition from you just strictly being my child and now your mom to us being two adults.
Yeah.
And then that relationship can change.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, my mom was an authoritarian, period.
Yeah.
There was no joking with Margaret Thomas.
I just can't imagine
that. There was plenty of joking because it was part of her personality.
I just can't.
But she was mom first and foremost.
Yeah.
It was only after we were fully grown that there was a friendship that developed. But she was more concerned with being our mother and teaching us to survive in what can be a very cruel world, particularly for a black woman.
Yeah.
And so she taught you to be strong in the face of adversity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've tried to teach you all to be strong, but we were facing different things than I was facing when I was growing up. So
Yeah.
there were different concerns. But I do think as we start to both be adults, we have to be willing to see each other as adults. And like you said, accept the differences. And I like it goes even beyond. She makes a point in this article where she says we should celebrate each other's uniqueness. And I really liked that.
Yeah.
We should celebrate what's different about us
Yeah.
and embrace it. You know, I shouldn't make you feel like there's something wrong with you when there's something that you have, or a personality trait or a habit or a strength that is different from mine.
Yeah.
I shouldn't make you feel less than. It's just different. And it should be real. When we were growing up as children, of course, there were 7 of us in the household. And for me, I loved Christmas
Yeah.
because you had 7 kids getting Christmas. And we were all taught, and we're kind of still that way now, that whatever we had, we shared.
Yeah.
And so for me, Christmas was great because you weren't just getting your gifts. You were getting your gifts, and you were getting Althea's gifts, and you were getting Jasper's gifts, and you were getting Julia's gifts, and Chubby's gifts. You know, it was just all, and so there were like gifts all over the house, and we were all sharing and using them together. And I kind of think that way when it comes to our adult relationship. Your gifts, your strengths should enhance me, and my strengths should enhance you, because my strengths are there for you, and your strengths should be there for me.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you today, I always got your back, and if I need to prop you up,
Yeah.
anytime here's that shoulder to lean on, here's that back to walk on even. But when you celebrate each other's differences, I think is that kind of thing. You know, what your skills are my skills. Okay, that's just another good trait I can call on.
Yeah.
Because if I can't do it myself, I know Adri can. Or if I don't have an idea for it, like I do you so often. What do you think, Adri?
Yeah.
Because I do value your gifts.
You do.
I really do. And I think another thing she says that I so believe in is that we should create a safe space in our mother-daughter relationship to express our uniqueness. Do you think we kind of have that going?
Yeah.
You feel like our relationship is a safe space for you?
Yes, I do. Like, if something's really bothering me, I don't feel like you're about to give me this great big lecture, like, and make me feel bad about it. Which, because some people are okay with that. I'm not. Like, if something is really bothering me, like, I'm like on the verge of tears. Like, I really can't do the tough love thing in that moment. I just need somebody to just listen to me. And I feel like you're very good at that. Like, sometimes you'll even be like, even if you just need somebody to just listen, like, I won't even tell you anything, I'll just listen.
Right. But I think that is important sometimes.
Yeah.
And I have to consciously tell myself that, because I'm a fix-it person.
Yeah.
If there's something wrong, I'm like, okay, what is wrong, so we can figure out how we're going to fix it.
Yeah.
But I have come to a place of realization, sometimes you don't want me to fix it.
Yeah.
You just want me to be there to listen.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've come to that realization, and I tried to grow from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's again a mother thing. I think
we're probably a mom thing.
Right. We've been so accustomed to fixing what is wrong.
Yeah.
Or fixing your boo boo since you were little and falling off or something. Although you all weren't crying,
no,
when y'all were falling. Somebody told me you got the toughest kids. Because y'all weren't gonna cry.
Oh, we fell all the time too, off bikes and out of trees.
Yeah.
Climbing fences.
Right.
We didn't cry.
No, they didn't. They would just come, jump back up. And I remember, like I said, one of my cousins was at the house one day when you fell, and you fell so hard, and you jumped back up. You fell off this little horse you had.
Oh, I remember that.
And you jumped back up, and you just got back on it. And my cousin was like, man, she's tough. And also when Jared bumped into another child at PE,
yeah.
and he cut his eye, and he was just bleeding, and I had to come and get him and take him to the doctor and get stitches. And his teacher said, And he never cried. I think I would have felt better if he cried. I looked at him like, no, he
he's
wasn't
not
going to
gonna
cry.
We just come to you with like a big gash. Like,
Yeah,
what do we do?
a giant gash. I'm like, okay, let's just fix it. Oh, but I think one of the worst gashes, and we're a little bit off, but that's okay. Don't hold it against us. Was when Jared cut that arm. Do you remember he cut it all the way down to the white?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God. It was.
He was always getting cut some kind of way, like in a major way.
Yeah, he was. But he was remarkably calm then. And I think my reaction was almost too calm because it's like, oh boy, let's go to the emergency room because it was just cut so deep. But anyway, we digress. But I have learned I don't have to fix everything. Sometimes I just need to listen and I need to allow you to fix it in your way.
Yeah.
Because the way I might fix it might not be the way you want to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do want to create that safe space where you can come and let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
Now, the mother-daughter bond, what are you giggling about?
Because I read the next one and it made me think of something.
Oh, okay. But mother-daughter bond, of course, I'm talking a lot from the mom perspective.
Yeah.
Do you feel like I come to you and share my feelings?
You do when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I have more than once been accused of being cold.
I mean, for people who don't, I guess, really know, you can seem cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can seem cold.
Uh-huh.
But that's not really accurate.
Right. But I've been accused of feeling cold. But what I think I am is I'm not as emotional.
You're analytical.
I am very
quite
analytical.
logical.
Yeah.
And you are emotional as well, but I feel like the way you kind of circumvent that is by just doubling down on the analytical.
Analytical
Yeah.
and logical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of do. I don't like losing control of myself.
There's that C word.
Yeah, control is a big one.
We talked about that. That's a big one for both of us.
Control is a big one for me.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like losing control of myself, and I don't like wasting my energy.
Yeah.
And this is probably gonna sound a lot worse than I intended, but a lot of times I feel like I just don't have the luxury of wasting my energy on a whole lot of emotion. I need to deal with what's going on in the moment and take care of it.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of
See, it's one of the
I
ways
go into
where
that
we're
mode.
different. Even though I feel like I'm not like super emotional.
You're not super emotional.
I used to be, but I grew up. And now I handle my emotions differently than you.
So how would you say you handle yours?
Well, I feel like you're gonna constantly be in that logical space. Like, even if you're all alone, I still feel like you're in that logical space. Like,
even if I'm all alone?
Even if you're all alone, I feel like you're still just like, gotta do what I gotta do. Like, no, when I close my door, if I need to just have a mental breakdown, that's when I'm having it. But then when I need to go to work tomorrow, I'm going. And I'm gonna get everything done that needs to be done, but I need to allow myself space. I need to honor those feelings and allow them to come out. I need to create, because creation is a huge thing for me. When I'm really upset about something, you're gonna see me get really creative. Like when I start painting, when I'm buying canvases, I'm like, something's on her heart right now. She needs to get it off. So that's how I express it. I start writing poems. I start doing paintings. I start doing all of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I do notice a lot of times you express your emotion through your painting in particular.
I do.
Yeah. But I think sometimes I'm not in as logical a space as people think that I am. Because sometimes when I'm very quiet, I'm struggling emotionally.
Yeah.
But I double down by being extremely quiet and go within instead of, I don't generally come to a person and say, I'm struggling right now.
You don't have a whole lot of outward displays of emotion. Not like that.
That's what my sister said. She told me one day, she's like, I don't know, because we sat with my father while he was dying. And she's like, I don't know how you sat there with no emotion while our father was dying. But I sat there and I remembered him and I talked about the stuff and we shared stories and had the people who were coming in the room, the nurses and stuff, and they were, you know, they were laughing at some of the stuff we were saying, but I feel like that's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want you to do a whole lot of, or a lot of hollering and carrying on. That's what he would call it. But anyway, I don't do a whole lot of outward. But a lot of times if I'm very quiet, like the last couple of weeks, I have been in a quiet place because I've been dealing with some struggles, but I keep them to myself.
Yeah.
And last night I was up like 3 o'clock in the morning
You don't be sleeping.
because I was
I'm about to have a drink.
in a struggle space. Well, go ahead. I've almost finished mine while we were sitting here.
You've been drinking during the you haven't been drinking during the podcast.
Yeah.
You have?
I was just doing it so you didn't notice.
I just
Yeah.
haven't been paying
You
attention.
see how low?
I'm not even paying attention.
You see how low?
Okay.
It's almost gone. Yeah. But anyway, but all of that to say, that mother-daughter bond should be a place where we can come when we're struggling.
Yeah.
And then I loved one more thing she said in there. It's not real closeness if each person can't be authentic.
Yeah.
If I have to be who I think you want me to be, then we can't really have a close relationship because I'm not giving you a true image.
Yeah.
And the same
don't
for you.
Do that.
What?
You don't give me anything fake at any point. I don't think you give anybody anything fake.
I don't even know how to do fake.
I don't either. I always said this is who you got. I don't know how
Say
to
for
be
better or
anybody
for
else.
worse, and sometimes I even think to myself, Joyce, you really should do better.
You should
but
do
it
better.
just is
I
what it
can't.
is.
This is it.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I like that because I think you can be closer when you can just be yourself. I
Yeah.
can be warts and all, good and bad, my coldness, my non-emotional reaction, whatever it is, I can just be me. I can just cut up with you, or just let my hair down, or be it. So leaving room for individuality is a big thing. Celebrating the differences, accepting that we're different, and being close enough that we can be uniquely who we are.
Yeah.
So that is the first thing. Do we want to start right there for today, or do we want to go to another one?
Maybe we wait because we're already 20 something minutes in.
Right. And so we don't want to do too much in one day. I thought we would get to 2 of them, but I'm okay with just getting to
I mean, if
one.
you want to do that,
No,
that's fine.
that's fine. We can just stop right there because I think that's a good one.
okay.
Yeah. So to the mothers and daughters out there, we would encourage you. Leave room for each person to be individual. Your daughter is not your carbon copy. She's not your mini me. She may have some similarities, but she's an individual person. As she grows older, as she becomes an adult, you have to be willing to accept her as an adult. I think one mistake we make is trying to make our child our friend when they need a mom. And then on the other side, the mistake in the reverse is just as bad. When we try to make our young adults remain little kids.
Yeah.
I gotta let you be a grown woman, make your choices, live with your choices, accept your choices.
So I feel like you had like a moment. It was when we were in Savannah the first time. I feel like that was a moment for you for that.
It was a moment for me. The first time we
Yeah,
went
the first time
in
we
the
went.
January trip.
I was a freshman in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a moment for me because before then we traveled a lot when you all were growing up. We
Yeah.
traveled a whole lot. One of your teachers used to always say, "We're just waiting for y'all to get back and see where you went and what you did." But that was probably the first trip that we had gone on as when I felt like we were both about adults.
Yeah.
Because you were, although I don't think you're fully an adult until you're 25,
No.
but still you were more of an adult.
Than I had been before.
Right.
Yeah.
Your freshman year in college, and we went on that trip.
And this is after I've been spending a whole semester alone on my own.
Right.
Yeah,
That was
growing up
before
more.
the apartment,
Yeah.
and you were living in a dorm and having to completely,
Yeah.
yeah, develop your own personality. And so we went on that trip, and I wasn't in mommy mode.
No.
I was like, we two girls, we just chilling out. We slept late. We tried stuff. Yeah, we went places that you introduced me to.
Yeah.
We ate the foods you wanted to try. I enjoyed that Thai restaurant you wanted.
Yeah.
I enjoyed so much that Corleone's that we still go to now every time we go to Savannah. So many of the stores that you introduced me to.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those too. But I had to be at a point to see you as an adult, not as, okay, Adriel, let's go. Come on, we're going to go do this, we're going to do this. I had to let you be the adult and say, oh, okay, Adriel, let's try that.
Yeah.
And it was an eye-opening, it was a fun experience for me, because it was, like you said, one of the first times I started to see you as more of my friend.
Yeah.
You know, always my daughter, because like
Yeah.
I said today, I always got your back.
Yeah.
Big time got your back. But that was just first time. It was like two friends traveling together.
Yeah. And then, because we go on that trip every year, and then now we just like go to the bar together and sit there and
Yeah,
drink at the bar.
sit at the bar. Oh, because I love that World of Beers
Yeah.
bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And try some, okay, let's try this at Adriel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so embrace your individuality, embrace that bond that continues to grow. And we're looking to hear from you. How good are you at accepting your adult child as an individual? Are you developing that friendship bond in addition to the parent-child relationship?
It's a very unique dynamic.
It is.
It really is.
It is. It really is. Yeah, I won't go any further because I could launch off some more and talk more, but we have talked almost 30 minutes, so we are going to call it a night. And we will talk some more next week about strengthening that mother-daughter bond. All right. Anything else you want to say?
I don't think so.
Okay, me either. All I want to say is thank you for your time and have a wonderful week, huh? And still take time for yourself.
Because you deserve it.
Absolutely. Good night.
Good night.